A shadowy figure darts through a rain-soaked alley, heart pounding, eyes scanning for escape. Somewhere, an FBI wanted poster with their face is plastered on a billboard. A news ticker screams, "Fugitive alert," and a $5 million reward hangs over their head. For 75 years, the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives list has hunted the darkest corners of humanity. Murderers, drug lords, terrorists who shatter lives and vanish into the night. Some are caught, their names crossed off in triumph. Others slip through, leaving trails of blood and broken families. Who are these phantoms, and how does the world's most relentless manhunt track them down? This is the electrifying saga of the FBI's Most Wanted, a chase that burns through decades, defies borders, and turns every citizen into a hunter. It all began in 1949, in a smoky office where ambition met opportunity. J. Edgar Hoover, the iron-fisted director of the FBI, sat across from William Kinsey Hutchinson, a news editor hungry for a scoop. Hutchinson wanted a story that would grip America, a list of the FBI's toughest guys, criminals so dangerous they kept agents up at night. Hoover, a master of publicity, saw a chance to weaponize the public's eyes. A year later, on March 14, 1950, the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives list was born. A roll call of America's nightmares designed to make fugitives nowhere to hide. The first name etched into history. Thomas J. Holden, a cold-blooded bank robber and killer from the Holden-Keating gang, whose spree of heists and murders had left bodies in his wake. When his face hit newspapers, the nation's pulse quickened, and the hunt was on. The list wasn't just a gimmick, it was a machine of justice. The FBI's 56 field offices scoured their files, nominating the worst of the worst, killers, robbers, traitors who posed a particularly dangerous menace to society. Every candidate was vetted by the Criminal Investigative Division and the Office of Public Affairs. Their crimes weighed, their threat measured. Only the FBI director could give the final nod, ensuring each name was a priority. The rules were ironclad. Fugitives stayed listed until they were caught, killed, or in rare cases, deemed no longer a threat. Rewards, starting small but soaring to $250,000 by 2023, lit a fire under informants. From post office posters to radio broadcasts, the FBI turned every citizen into a potential hero, and the results were staggering. Of 535 fugitives named over 75 years, 497 have been captured or located, a jaw-dropping 93% success rate, with 163 snared by public tips alone. The early years were a proving ground. Take William Nesbitt, a 1950s bank robber who gunned down 3 people in a heist gone wrong. His face on the most wanted list made him a pariah. No diner, no gas station, no backroad motel was safe. A tipster spotted him in 1952, and the FBI swooped in, ending his run. Or Ruth Eiserman Shear, the first woman on the list in 1968, who kidnapped a millionaire's daughter and buried her alive in a fiberglass coffin. The victim survived, but Eiserman Shear's face was everywhere. Posters, newsreels, even barbershop chatter. A citizen's call led to her arrest in 1969, proving the list's power to turn ordinary people into agents of justice. These stories weren't just victories, they were a message. No one escapes the FBI forever, but the list's true legend was forged by its biggest catches. In 1978, a name sent chills through America: Theodore Bundy, a charismatic law student with a monstrous secret. Behind his charming smile lay a trail of at least 30 murdered women, their lives snuffed out in a spree of unimaginable cruelty. When Bundy landed on the most wanted list, his face was inescapable, plastered on TV screens, pinned to bulletin boards, burned into the public's mind. A sharp-eyed citizen in Florida recognized him in 1979, and the FBI pounced, ending one of the darkest chapters in criminal history. Bundy's capture wasn't just a win. It was a seismic moment that proved the list could stop even the most cunning predators. Then there was James Whitey Bulger, a name that became synonymous with betrayal. A Boston mob boss who ruled through fear, Bulger was added to the list in 1995 for 19 murders, drug trafficking and racketeering. For 16 years, he was a ghost, slipping through the FBI's fingers while living a double life. His $2.1 million reward, the highest ever at the time, hung like a sword over his head. In 2011, a CNN report flashed his face across screens, and a tip from a neighbor in Santa Monica led agents to his door. Bulger, the untouchable kingpin, was cuffed in a quiet apartment, his empire reduced to dust. These captures weren't just headlines, they were proof that the list could rewrite destinies. The list evolved with the times, mirroring America's fears. In the 1950s, it was bank robbers and communist spies, faces like Willie Sutton, who robbed $2 million and boasted he'd never hurt a soul. By the 1970s, it was radicals and serial killers, like Angela Davis, briefly listed in 1970 for her ties to a deadly courtroom shootout, only to be acquitted later. The 21st century brought drug lords and terrorists, their crimes stretching across borders. Each era added new faces, new horrors, but the mission stayed the same. Find them, stop them, protect the innocent. The list's cultural shadow grew too, inspiring gritty TV shows like America's Most Wanted, which helped catch 17 top 10 fugitives, and FBI Most Wanted, which brought the Fugitive task force to life. From dive bars to Hollywood, the list was everywhere, a symbol of justice's unrelenting reach. Yet for every triumph, there were fugitives who defied the odds. Some, like Fausto Isidro Meza-Flores, a Mexican drug lord added in February 2025, remain shadows in the wind. Known as El Chapo Isidro, Meza-Flores floods the US with fentanyl, meth and cocaine, his Beltran Leyva cartel leaving thousands dead in its wake. With a $5 million reward and a network of safe houses in Sinaloa, he's a modern phantom, his encrypted phones and corrupt allies keeping him one step ahead. His name on the list is a challenge, a dare to the FBI and the public. Can you find him before his drugs claim another life? The stakes are personal. Families torn apart by overdoses, communities choked by his poison, all waiting for justice that feels just out of reach. As the list grew, so did its human toll. Behind every fugitive are victims whose stories fuel the hunt. Take Estrella Carrera, a young bride stabbed to death in 2012 by her husband Arnoldo Jimenez, just hours after their wedding. Her body, found in a bathtub, left her children motherless, her family shattered. Jimenez fled, but his face on the most wanted list kept her memory alive. In January 2025, a tip led to his arrest in Monterrey, Mexico, a bittersweet victory for a family that will never be whole. These stories of loss, of resilience, drive the FBI's mission, turning a list of names into a crusade for those who can't fight back. The hunt for the most wanted is a chess game played on a global board, and the FBI plays to win. But who are the faces still out there, taunting justice with every passing day? What tools does the FBI wield to track them? And why do some fugitives slip through the cracks? The answers lie in a world of high-tech surveillance, dogged agents, and a public ready to tip the scales. The FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives list burns like a beacon in the shadows. Its names, killers, drug lords, terrorists, etched into the nightmares of a nation. For 75 years, it's hunted the untouchable, turning barbershops, bus stops, and smartphone screens into battlegrounds of justice. From Ted Bundy's chilling capture to Whitey Bulger's fall, the list has a 93% success rate. But some fugitives still dance just out of reach, their crimes tearing lives apart. Who are these ghosts in the machine? How does the FBI chase them across borders and bites? And what does this relentless pursuit mean for a world watching, waiting, hoping? The hunt never stops, and the stakes have never been higher. As of April 26, 2025, the most wanted list is a gallery of chaos, 10 faces whose crimes ripple through families, cities, and nations. Fausto Isidro Meza-Flores, dubbed El Chapo Isidro, is a specter of the opioid crisis. Aided in February 2025, this Sinaloa drug lord pumps fentanyl, meth, and cocaine into America's veins. His Beltran Leyva cartel linked to thousands of overdose deaths. The CDC reported 107,000 drug fatalities in 2024 alone, many tied to his poison. With a $5 million reward, he's a top target. But his encrypted networks and corrupt allies make him a phantom. Every kilo he smuggles can kill 500,000 people, a ticking bomb the FBI races to defuse. Then there's Wilva Villegas Palomino, a Colombian ELN leader whose narco-terrorism funds guerrilla warfare with cocaine profits. Wanted for flooding the US with drugs to bankroll bombings and kidnappings, he's a global threat, hiding in Colombia's jungles with a $5 million price on his head. His crimes don't just kill, they destabilize nations, leaving communities in fear and governments scrambling. These fugitives aren't just criminals, they're architects of despair, their freedom a wound that festers with every life lost. The human cost is gut-wrenching. Consider the family of Estrella Carrera, murdered by Arnoldo Jimenez in 2012, hours after their wedding. Jimenez, listed until his January 2025 capture in Mexico, left Estrella's body in a bathtub, her children orphaned, her parents broken. Interviews on Dateline in 2024 showed her family's agony, their pleas keeping her case alive until a tip ended his run. Or the parents of Yasser Abdel Said's daughters, killed in a 2008 honor killing in Texas. Said, captured in 2020 after 12 years on the list, left a scar that still bleeds for those who loved Amina and Sarah. These stories fuel the FBI's fire, each fugitive a reminder of why the hunt can't stop. The pursuit is a high-stakes chess match, and the FBI plays with unmatched skill. The Fugitive Task Force, 200 elite agents strong, blends old-school grit with cutting-edge tech. Forensic analysis is their backbone. DNA, fingerprints, ballistics tie fugitives to crimes, like Yasser Said's DNA linking him to his daughter's murder scene. Surveillance tracks every move. Cell phone pings pinned Donald Eugene Fields II, a child sex trafficker, in Mexico in January 2025, leading to his arrest. Financial records, social media posts, even ex-chatter. Nothing escapes the FBI's net. The Wanted app and FBI Most Wanted posts reach millions, turning a stranger's glance into a game changer, as it did for Jimenez's capture after a billboard tip. Technology has rewritten the rules. Facial recognition used in 2021 to nab a fugitive in Florida matches grainy mugshots to modern databases, spotting a changed face in a crowd. The FBI's cyber division cracks encrypted apps, hunting fugitives like Meza-Flores, who hide on the dark web. International partnerships through Interpol and extradition treaties make the world smaller. Jimenez's arrest in Monterrey proved Mexico's cooperation can work despite hurdles. Drones scour remote hideouts, while informants, lured by million-dollar rewards, whisper secrets that topple empires. But the public is the real X-factor. With 163 captures tied to tips, every shared post, every call to 1-800-CALL-FBI tightens the noose. Yet, the hunt isn't flawless. Fugitives like Meza-Flores thrive on corruption, bribing officials to shield their Sinaloa safe houses. Villegas Palomino's jungle stronghold is a fortress, nearly untouchable by Colombian or US forces. Fake IDs, plastic surgery, and non-extradition countries like Venezuela or Iran offer escape hatches. The FBI juggles 12,000 active fugitive cases, stretching agents thin while budget cuts bite at resources. International red tape slows progress. Geopolitical tensions, like US-China friction in 2025, complicate cross-border chases. Still, The FBI's tenacity shines, their 93% capture rate a testament to a machine that never quits. The most wanted list doesn't just catch criminals, it reshapes society. It's a double-edged sword, sparking vigilance and fear. For some, it's empowering. A neighbor's tip ended Bulger's 16-year run in 2011, sparking cheers in Boston's streets. But a 2023 Pew study found 60% of Americans feel less safe seeing fugitive posters, their faces on XTV billboards, amplifying crime's shadow. Media fuels the fire. America's Most Wanted, relaunched in 2021, helped catch 17 top 10 fugitives, its gritty reenactments turning viewers into sleuths. CNN's Bulger report in 2011 proved news can break cases, but sensationalism, like Osama bin Laden's 2007 listing sparking global panic, can distort truth. X posts, like FBI's 2025 alerts, spread awareness in seconds, but risk unverified rumors if not checked. The list's cultural grip is ironclad. It's inspired FBI Most Wanted, where agents chase fugitives with Hollywood flair, and countless true crime podcasts dissecting cases like Saeed's. It's a symbol of justice's reach, but also a mirror of our fears. Every face a reminder that danger lurks, even in quiet suburbs. Former agent Jonathan Gilliam, in 2023, urged the FBI to push the list harder, noting its power to rally communities. When a tip led to Field's arrest in 2025, it wasn't just a win. It was proof that the public SIs are the FBI's greatest weapon. The future of the list crackles with possibility. AI piloted in 2024's SURSA tool could predict fugitive movements, analyzing patterns to pinpoint hideouts. Blockchain might secure tip reporting, shielding informants from cartel retaliation. Cybercrime's rise, 2025 saw a hacker added for ransomware attacks, signals a shift to digital battlegrounds. But challenges loom. AI bias risks false leads. Privacy concerns demand oversight, and global tensions could stall cooperation. Yet the list's mission endures, evolving with crime while rooted in one truth: publicity saves lives. This isn't just a list, it's a lifeline. Every name crossed off honors victims like Estrella Carrera, whose killer was caught because someone spoke up. Every tip to tips, FBI Gov or 1-800-CALL-FBI could end a nightmare, as it did for Field's victims in 2025. The FBI's vow, echoed by Director Kash Patel in 2025, is unyielding. We will find you, no matter how long it takes. Unlike the Mary Celeste's lost crew, these fugitives face a world where technology and vigilance shrink their shadows. The hunt is a pact between agents, victims, and you, the viewer, whose voice can tip the scales. What will it take to catch Meza-Flores, Villegas Palomino, the next name on the list? The answer lies in the courage to act, the will to watch, and a chase that never surrenders.